We go under the 4 kilometers to go. Sign there, and Swarty, as he's known to everybody, will cut his way through to rejoin his teammates at the front. The riders from Motorola who carry the numbers 111 to 119. Lance Armstrong, Frankie Andreu, Steve Bauer, Alvaro Mejia, Andrea Perrone and Stephen Swart. And there you see the whole of the Tour de France after 2.5 weeks of racing. 117 riders in that pack. Enormous crowd, as always, on the Tour de France. Out in the Pyrenees as well today, despite the fact that they saw no racing at all, just the big peloton riding through. It's been a very long day in the saddle, starting at 10:30 local time this morning, and now running up to nearly 6:30 in the evening. Alvaro Mejia on the right, the Colombian member of what is really a truly international team.
Swart now has managed to get himself back to the front after that quick wheel change, and Lance Armstrong conducting affairs a little bit. But they must all think a little bit over these last few kilometers of that man who's left them. Armstrong now comes to the front to lead through the rest of his teammates. In second place is Andrea Perrone, the Italian on the squad, who shared a lot of nights with Fabio Casartelli because they shared the same room on this Tour de France on many occasions, and also with the man who was third there, Alvaro Mejia.
Fabio, who was flown back to Italy today with the race doctor of the Motorola team, and he will be buried in Italy tomorrow.
In fact, Phil, as we're talking, the main field have actually let them go clear a little bit, so they will cross the line together.
This is Andrea Perrone, followed by Alvaro Mejia, Stephen Swart, Lance Armstrong, Frankie Andreu. 2 kilometers to go for the field, and they are freewheeling. They have projected the whole of the Motorola team and allowed them to ride clear. Steve Bauer is the rider joining at the rear. The Tour de France, which has seen so many great battles since it was first brought to the roads of France in 1903, is now showing us all its other side.
And over these last few days, you know, Lance Armstrong has really experienced the emotions of the Tour de France. He knew what winning was all about when he won in 1993 in Verdun. He knew what losing was all about when he lost a couple of days ago in Revel, when he was sure that he was going to take that stage victory. And then today, he knows something that I don't think any of us can ever experience on the roads of the Tour de France.
Gone and out of sight is the main peloton in the Tour de France, as the boys in blue and red come into the circuit here at Pau all alone. So quite clearly the riders have discussed this during the day, and the Motorola team were told to come to the front at around about 12 kilometers from the finish. When Stephen Swart punctured, the race shut off until he rejoined, as everybody on this team had to be involved in this result. The helicopters are now overhead of our commentary position, and the riders will shortly swing into the center of the finishing circuit here in Pau. And the crowd looking in almost silence at the arrival of the riders from Motorola. The crowd do know what is going on, because the French and the many Spanish people here are very au fait with what is happening in the Tour de France today. And no one will criticize the riders for this. They now fan out across the road, and the riders holding themselves off at a respectful distance. To an applause the Tour de France has never known before. The Motorola team remember Fabio Casartelli. There won't be a winner recorded today. And the main field come in behind and gently freewheel in.